Welcome, it's Gail here. In this video, I'll show you how you can make your own cards without drawing anything. We're going to do this in Google Drawings, so we're going up to the Google Apps, go down to Google Drive, and we're going to create a folder by going over to Select Plus New, choosing Folder, and calling it Holiday Cards. Click Create, go back to New, go down to More, go over to Google Drawings. We're going to title the piece so you can find it later. So I'm going to type in colorful trees. Maybe I'll put pine trees. Go to File, go to Move, and we're going to move it over to that folder by selecting it. And we have holiday cards right here. Click Move. If you want to change the size, I'm just showing you, you can go to Page Setup and you have the choices of all these, or go down to Custom, see inches, centimeters, points, and pixels. I'm going to keep it like it is. This is a canvas. Anything outside the canvas will disappear when you upload it into Google Docs or into some other Google app. I have this here. I'm going to change the background by taking two fingers and pressing on my launch pad or mouse. That brings up a dialog box. I can change the background color by keeping it on that gray right there and coming over here and choosing gradient, going down to custom, and on the left side I'm going to change this one to a darker blue. On the right side I'm going to change that to a lighter blue and click OK. And here's my background. If I want to switch that, I can also double click on the background, go back to here and come up to custom, and I can change the angle from 90 to 225 or some other angle, and I can keep it like that. Now I'm going to add some trees. To do so, I go to Insert, Image, search the web. Over here we'll type in snowflake wrapping paper, and then select the one that you like. Since this is in the background, I want one that's darker. Once you're here, go up to the toggle next to the crop image. If you don't see these images up here, this might be down. So you need to click the toggle so it's going upward so you can see more images here. Also, you can see there's three dots here. If I click here, I can find more tools to add on to this as well. While I have this selected, I'm going to click on the toggle, the upside down triangle next to the mask image, going to Shapes, and then choosing the triangle. I'm going to double click inside to bring up the cropping tool and the selection tool so I can move this around a little bit. I'm going to make it smaller, and I can pull in from the corner right here. I just want to make sure I have the cropping tool and not the other tool, and then I'm going to see how I like that, and then I can move this up here. Now that I have the shape and everything I want, I'm holding down the Shift key on my keyboard so that I can take one of these angles and move it in just a little bit so I have something like this. Go back to Insert. We're going to add another tree, and then we're going to search the web. This time I'm going to type in Plaid, so I'm replacing snowflake here, and click Insert. To change the color of it, all I have to do is click on the three horizontal dots up here, or format options if it's showing. Then we're going to recolor. Click on the toggle next to no recolor and choose the color that you like. Now I'm going to click out of here real quick so you can see everything. Now that I have this selected, my masking tool's here. So I'm going to click on here, go to the triangle tool, click on this inside. I want to change the sizes of these a little bit. And then click this, and then I'm going to kind of move this downward a little bit. Maybe have it placed about right there. Now we're going to add the ground. To do so, go back to Insert, search the web, and we're going to type in snowflake wrapping paper again. Find the one that you like. Click Insert. Once it's here, this one I do want to distort this to make it look like it's lying down more flat. So I'm just going to take the top part here and pull it down. Now I'm going to bring this one down a little bit lower so that way they're not too close together. I do want to have variety. I'm looking at my background space, which is the sky, and I want this to be as interesting as the images are themselves, but I want it clean and simple so that my patterns show up and it's not too busy. To add the trees in the foreground, we're going to start by adding trunks. So I'm going to insert, going down to image and searching the web. This one, and click insert. Double click inside, and I'm going to pull this in so I just get a little bit of that gold wrapping paper right there. The key is when you're creating the trees to make them different sizes and thicknesses, I'm going to click on the blue background so that shows up by itself. I'm going to bring it down here and position it about right here for that one. And then I'm going back to add another tree trunk. Going to image, back to search the web, pink one right here, and click insert. Going back to format options, and I'm going to change that to a brown. Double clicking inside to bring up the cropping tool, and we're going to make that smaller. And I'm going to make this a lot smaller by choosing the shift key here and bringing it down like this. And I'll position it about right here. Now we're ready to add our trees in the foreground. Going back to insert, go to search the web. This time I'm going to type in something else, such as Santa Claus or Santa. See what pops up and find something that would be fun to use for the trees. Going to the crop tool and then choosing the triangle right there and double clicking inside so I can reposition the cropping tool to make color. And there's that tree. Now I can see that I don't like this area up here. I'm just going to double click inside and I can move this around to get that position the way I like. Cool. How fun. Now we're going to add another tree over here. Use this one, click insert. I'm going to change it all to red by going over to the three dots, finding format options, clicking on the toggle next to color and changing that to red. Double clicking. I don't have to double click inside. I'm just clicking on the image and clicking out of format options by selecting that X in the upper right hand corner, going to the mask tool again and choosing the triangle. And now I can center this with the wrapping paper underneath to make sure that that's symmetrical. You can see that red line going all the way down. I can do the same thing with this one, and that looks good. Okay, last tree here. We're going back to insert, going to image. I accidentally went to my computer, so you can take pictures of your own wrapping and go there to handle that, but I'm going back to search the web, and I'm going to type in Merry Christmas. Choosing a wrapping paper like that, clicking insert, going up to the image here and choosing the triangle tool. And I kind of like that shape. I'm going to see if this works. I'm just going to hold on the toggle and make it smaller and see if we can bring that over here. The stars, we're going to insert, down to image, search the web, and we're going to type in shiny. And I'm going to click this one up here at the top and click insert. I'm going to hold down the shift key and make this smaller. I do want to keep this, but I don't need it to be that large, and this will save me time. Also, I'm going to duplicate this so I can create 3 stars out of it by holding down the Command key or Control key on the keyboard. It's Command on Apple devices, it's Control on all other computers, and then hit the D key, and you can duplicate it. So I'm going to duplicate it one more time, and then I'm going to change the colors by going to More, selecting Format Options, and coming over here to see what colors I would like. I'd like a red for the right one. So I'm just going to kind of move that one over there. Select this one. This one I am going to keep gold. I just want to see if I want a little bit lighter, and I do. And then I'm going to select this one more time, and I'm going to change this one to a lavender color and bring it over here. Now I'm going to select one of those, go up to, I'm going to get out of the format options by clicking on that X, click on the crop tool again, and this time we're going down to callouts and going over to the 5-pointed star. And then I'm going to double click inside and move this inward a little bit so it looks more like a star. Clicking on the yellow one and doing the same thing by going to the cropping tool again, going down to callouts to choose the star, double clicking on it to move this in a little bit so it's more proportionate. Background later if I like. I'm going to click on the purple one, and then I'm going to change it to the star by going down to callouts again and finding the star, double clicking inside to make that smaller. Distort it, you can if you want, and I think I'll keep it like that. I'm going to choose the red one over here. I'm going back to Format Options, and I'm going to see if there's a darker red. And once I've selected that one, if that's too dark, I can also go down to Adjustments and brighten it up a little bit. So that's another option you have when you're creating your cards. Once we have those selected, it's time to add the pom-poms right here, and we'll see how this works. It's a little hard to find, so you might use flowers. I'm going to insert, and I'm going to try pom-poms, and I see this one right here. I'm selecting it, choosing insert. Now I'm going to the cropping tool again. I realize the cropping tool is the best way to go about it. Click on the circle right here, and we're going to double click inside, and we're going to bring that in so we don't see any of the black on the outside. Desired shape that you want. Now I'm going to hold down the Shift key and make this quite a bit smaller and position it down here. That's really big. If I wanted to, I could do something fun with this. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to duplicate it by hitting Control+D or Command+D. I'm going to hold down the Shift key and make it a little bit smaller. And it's time to add our picture in the sky. So I'm going back to Insert, going to search the web, and I found it. It's right here. Click on that, click Insert. And now we have a transparent background, which is exactly what we want. I'm going to bring this down again and double click on it and crop this image because we don't need all of that space above. Find the position up in the sky. I'm going to hold down the Shift key so I can make it smaller to make it fit. And I'm going to change the color to silver by going to Format Options. So you can have fun with this any way you like. And clicking off of there, and there's the image so far. Now I see that this red tree here is a little much. We'll see if I want to keep it that way. I might want to alter some things a little bit more. It does look pretty similar to that one on the left. I'm just going back to a couple little things to change it. I think I want to change this tree trunk right here so this snowflake matches up a little bit better. So it fits on my canvas here. And now we're going, I already have Format Options open. I'm just going to close this one by clicking these toggles over here, and I'm going to check mark the drop shadow box. I just clicked on it, and now I'm going to change the distance of the shadow on there a little bit. I'm going to blur it out for the image, and I can see that this is a little bit too thick. I might need to ungroup, just go to arrange, go to ungroup. I'm going to click on this one right here and just make it more skinny. But that's it for this video. I hope it works well for you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.